morning, good morning. Hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's doing well. This is John B. with your Friday JBrowniePoint of the day. All right. Today, this one is entitled Understanding the Musicians Network, Why You Never Get Called for Anything. Opportunity over identity. All right. Take your time, take your moment, and share it with your friends. Tag somebody in it. Today, we're going to break down some very poignant things, all right, about the Musicians Network, understanding the Musicians Network, why you never get called for anything, opportunity over identity, all right. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I'm here in Orlando, Florida, working, and we're blessed. And we're going to jump right into this. Hey, Nita, I see you. What's going on? All right. Understanding the Musicians Network, why you never get called for anything, opportunity over identity. First of all, every city, every major city has a network of musicians, all right? Every major city. Even the smaller cities and, little towns now have a network of musicians. Singers, producers, it's a network, all right? And in the music industry, network is, it's a compound word, network, which usually translates to work that's recycled in the net. Network. Work that's always recycled within the net, which means if you're not in the net, you're probably not going to get the work or the opportunity. All right. When you deal with the Musicians Network, there are normally three levels or three tiers to this network. You've got the lower level, mid-level, then you got the top level. Anytime artists, preachers, big name preachers or whoever, tours, shows come to town, it's usually going to go to that top level of musicians that are on the top level of the network. Now, here's the other thing. This network of musicians, singers, or producers, whoever, it's not a lot of people in this network. It's really not. It's usually, especially at the top. Once you get to the top level of network in your city, it's not a lot. It's usually a small group at the top that is considered the elite. Your ability and opportunity to move up and down on this networking group is contingent on how good you do on an opportunity that's given to you. It's like this. If I'm on the top level, or the top tier of, a network in a city and an artist comes to town and they give me the call for the work, usually the top level is going to get the call first. If we get the call and I can't do it, or I'm on the road, I can't do it, I'm going to usually try to throw that call to somebody else on my level in the network, on the top tier. If they can't do it, then we'll shoot it down a level to someone on a mid-level, usually someone that is maybe not as skillful or tactful in executing the job, but they can do the job. And what happens is, once we throw it to you, if you can do the job and you do well, then guess what? You get reference for another job. And then you move up on the tier or levelship of this musician network. All right. I titled this one, Understanding the Musician Network, Understanding Why You Never Get Called for Anything, or why nobody ever calls you. Because for most other musicians, singers, whoever, outside of this musician network, they say, well, nobody, every time something happens in the city, it's always the same group of musicians. It's always the same group of singers. It's always the same group of people. It's, when am I going to, I can't never get a chance. Well, you're not going to. Harsh, sad, but it's reality. If you're not in the network, you're not going to get that call. It's very, very, very likely that nobody will ever call you for anything. It's just not. You will always be the person in the audience watching the people on stage. You will always be the musician in the audience who got to pay for a ticket to come in there to see somebody who lives in your same city on the stage that you dream of being on, because you're not in the network. somebody say, well, how do I get in the network? How do I get connected? Because it's a guarded network. Okay, again, for those who just logged on, Musicians Network, it's a compound word, network. It's usually work that's recycled in the net. Work that's recycled in the same net of people. Work that's recycled in the same net of people. Network. It's not going to go outside that work. It's not going to go outside of that network. They're going to keep it. They're going to keep it tight. How do I get in there? Sadly, but honestly, true. The higher you go on the music network scene, it's usually a little bit more vicious. Those top level tier people in the musician network, they're sometimes arrogant, they're sometimes very cold, bougie. It can be very discouraging to the musicians who are not in the network and or maybe on a lower level, trying to aspire to do something better musically, vocally, career-wise. It can be discouraging because these people, these individuals, they've now reached a certain plateau in their career. And so oftentimes if you've got a younger person that's trying to climb up, they'll blow you off. Man, I can't tell you how many times I got blown off. I got blown off plenty of times. Plenty of times. They will blow you off, blow you off. And it's just like, you can't let that settle. You can't get bitter on that because everybody's not like that. Everybody's not like that. A lot are, but everybody's not like that. Okay. I see a lot of comments. I promise you I'm going to get to you. Sean, I see you. I see you, Sean. I'm going to get to your comment. Understanding that if somebody gives you an opportunity, you have to know your identity. This is why I said in the top, understanding Musicians Network, why you never get called for anything, opportunity over identity. Most people are seeking for an opportunity, but they haven't discovered their identity. So there's no need for me to give you an opportunity if you don't know your identity. You ever wonder why the people who you listen to on the radio are even on the radio? Why the people who you pay to go see, you even paying to go see them? Because they are uniquely, identifiably themselves. There are no copies. You don't hear any copies. They don't play copies on the radio. There are no two Michael Jacksons. There are no two Beyoncés. There are no two Donnie McClurkins. There are no two Kurt Franklins. There's always a unique individual who understands their identity. There are no two Ty Tribbett's. They will never play two people that sound just like Ty Tribbett. They will never play Kurt Franklin and then play another person that's just like Kurt Franklin. No. You have to be identifiably you. But the problem is, most people want opportunity, but haven't discovered the identity. Opportunity over identity. If I give you an opportunity and you come sounding like somebody else, why would I want you to be a copy? You're going to come and be a cheap copy when you can be a priceless original. Understand an opportunity over identity. People who are in the network, they identify with their own sound. They have a niche. They have something that they bring to the table. Even if you call me to play for an artist, okay, like let's just say Dorinda Clark Cole, you call me to play her music, I'm going to play it like it's written. Excuse me, I'm going to play it, I'm going to execute it just like it's written because it's her sound. So you have to play it to sound like the artist's record. Hello. But even in that, I'm going to have still an identifiable sound of myself playing. They'll know, oh, that's John B. playing. That's not Mike Burrell. Or that's not Aaron Mayfield. This person is playing this person's music, but you know who the person is playing because they have their own identity. Most musicians, most singers, most people, they want opportunity, but they don't have no identity. Nobody's going to pay you to sound like a copy. Nobody's going to put you on for you to just say, oh man, they say, who you sound like, Man, you sound like this person when you play. Or man, you sing, you sound like this person. Don't nobody want to pay you to sound like somebody else. If that's the case, I could have just got the original. Understanding the Musicians Network. That's what we're talking about today. Understanding the Musicians Network. Why you never get put on anything. Why nobody ever calls you for anything. Opportunity over identity. Again, every city now has a network of musicians, singers, producers, even the smaller cities. When you get into this network, if you get into this network, you got to understand that this is a close-knit group of people. This is a close-knit. It's not a clan. It's not a association or a cult, but it is a network, and we usually recycle work within that network. If I got 5 boys who I know do the job, who I can trust do the job, anytime I get a job or a call for something, I'm going to call my 5 boys. Period. I'm not going to call you. I'm going to call my crew. That's just how it works. I'm going to call my crew who I can trust to do the job because they in my network. Now, if for whatever reason my crew can't do it, I'm going to go to the next person who may be on the same level. All right? Maybe on the same level, on the same tier in the network, but maybe not in my crew. If they can't do it, then what'll happen is I'll send it. Sorry, that's people sharing it. When you hear that little blues, that's people sharing the post. If they can't do it, then we'll oftentimes throw it to somebody else on a lower tier. Now, if I throw it to you and you on a lower tier in the music network, the fact that you actually in the network, period, says that you're skillful, you're good, you're creative, you can do the job. When I throw it to you, hey, first of all, my name is on the line, okay? So you can't show up late. You can't show up and not know the material because my name is on the line. My name is on the line. So if I show up and they get a call, hey, John, we got Dr. Juanita Bonham coming. I want you to play. Hey, I can't do it. Let me make a call. I make a call. The person says I can do it. Well, the people from Dr. Bonham's office is going to say, John, who you got? Now, they may have never heard this other person, but because they know me, they're going to trust my judgment that this person ain't going to get up and screw up on the stage when they get on stage with Dr. Bonham. Okay, I put you on. You show up late. Strike number 1. You don't even look the part. Strike number 2. And then you can't even play right. You can't even flow. You can't even do the job. Strike number 3. I will never call you again for anything else. You have already damaged my name and credibility with the person who called me because I tried to put you on. I will never call you for anything else, ever. And that's usually how it works in the music tier, in the network. Now, if you do good, vice versa. If you do great, you show up on time, you look representable, you're playing, you're doing the music, you're executing it, you're singing, you're doing whatever you need to do, then guess what? You just came up a level or a tier in the network. And now you may end up getting calls for stuff that, I would normally get called for. Or we may end up being on the same show, on the same stage. It's a network, you guys gotta understand. Ain't no hard feelings about it. Ain't nobody trying to be mean. Ain't nobody trying to, dog you. But there's a network. You gotta understand the network.